So we're in Clovis, California. We're taking a look at a pipe leak up here. Just looking at it right off, you can see copper and then brass connection. So this is coming off the water heater back there. You got a 90 and then a soldered T 1 by 1 by 3/4. And then out the back side of this 1-inch, you've got a brass adapter. It fits into the copper and you solder it on. You can see all the white scaling on top and around the sides. That's calcium in the water, so water's been bleeding through. You can see that the PEX itself, the 1-inch PEX line, which is Uponor tubing, it's kind of installed at an angle. You know, I'd be hard pressed to say that it's leaking at the PEX. Problem is, it all has to come out anyways. This is all tied in. We can't repair that. We've got to cut the line there, and the leaking is in this fitting. So everything needs to get taken out. So the 1-inch copper needs to get cut back before the first fitting right here, the 1 by 1 by 3/4 T. Then an adapter goes on, and then we tie in a 1 by 1 by 3/4 PEX T instead of copper. And then we need to tie back in these 2 3/4 lines, bring it over there and tie it in 3/4 3/4, get the 1-inch tied back in. So a little bit bigger of a project than what we thought. And so we'll, give them a price on that. And we got the material with us if you want to repair it. But that's what we can do for you today. Anyways, we wanted to document this before we started getting going on this. And we'll take another video if we get the contract and do the work. So we're still in Clovis, California, and the first portion of this video, it showed you the old plumbing up here, where it was leaking and the fittings that were involved. And so we've reconfigured things and repiped it. And of course, this is the way we like to pipe things. Honestly, we don't bring copper up into the attic. Copper is just in the wall about 6 to 12 inches just for strapping purposes, and then a hold right for the copper stub outs, and then we go plastic up to the top plate and all plastic up in here. So this is an installation from another plumbing company. Actually, I worked for them when I first moved here in '87, and one good thing they do is they used Uponor tubing, which we like. It's the Type A PEX. The only thing we don't like is sometimes the plumbers, they'll make a transition from the plastic back to copper to build a manifold for multiple outlets. We don't like that. The brass fittings, when you solder them into the copper, they're prone to leak. It's a very delicate process when you're soldering brass to copper. We like to go copper fitting to get to a threaded pipe, and then you use an Uponor female threaded adapter to get to the plastic pipe. Anyway, so that's just our preference. So what we did is we cut back that 1-inch. You can see it. I'm not going to zoom in. I'm just going to stay right out here. So that 1-inch 90, we cut that little short piece of pipe out, cut all the fittings out that were involved, and then used a sharp bite coupling right there. That's UPC approved, so that's code. And it's just a push to connect fitting. So we go from copper to the plastic pipe. Out further, you see it's a 1 by 1 by 3/4 Uponor T. That's plastic T. And so that's nice. As we come across here now, these other two lines, this 3/4 hot and this 3/4 hot, they were all back over there off of copper T's and kind of fussy, looking kind of weird back there. So what we did is we just brought the 3/4 line over to here where it was easier to work with. You can see that 3/4 line comes up out of the hole over here, 90's down, ties in, and then of course the last piece of 3/4. We don't know where these go. I'm thinking, I don't know what's down there. That could be, I don't know, is the laundry down there? Okay, so that 3/4 goes to the laundry room. So 3/4 hot and 3/4 cold. So that's 3/4 to the laundry. 1-inch, we don't know where it goes either, but it goes out and provides homes. That's part of the recirc line. So it goes out and then comes back. This is the end of the recirc line you're seeing with the insulation on it. Goes back down to the water heater and ties back into a Grundfos pump. And so that's good. Here we just took a couple pieces of insulation that was sitting up in the attic and just put it on right here because it's sitting down. You know, when it was originally plumbed, it's sitting down on wiring and blocks, wood, and we don't want it on there. So we just put, a couple pieces of insulation on there to keep it up off. Got to strap back in over here. Right there, you can see a strap right down there. So that's good. It's tied back in, and we've got another strap over against the wall. So the pipe's tight. We're going to let it set for just a little bit. It contracts, so it expands and contracts. We got a tool that expands it, and then of course it contracts back onto the fittings. And so we want to let it sit just a little bit before we turn the water back on because we don't want to run the risk of getting a water leak up here. So we're going to wait just a little bit. We're not going to document any further than this, because the job's complete. But we did want to get this on video so we could show you what we've done up here. Of course, it's right by the attic access, so you can get up on a ladder and take a look and you can see what we've done. But this video will be as a part of your receipt, the video documentation, as well as written documentation. Outside of that, this installation is done.